Welcome
Back.
to TAE Time Podcast. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well, keeping well, and having a good time. It's evening. There's light. It's
Barely.
It means it's pre-recorded by one day. Lol. It's not on the day, but.
Oh man.
Oh man. So whatever happens between now and Saturday, we don't know.
Yeah, I guess we might miss out on really breaking news.
Breaking news. How are you? How's things?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm calm. I'm feeling a bit tired, but it's not that deep. It's because I didn't sleep well.
And you kept me awake too.
I didn't keep you awake. I literally left the room.
And then I was like, Fergie, you've been twisting and turning for an hour. And he's like, it's been 40 minutes actually.
It was 40 minutes actually.
I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And you were still sleeping. You say that, but you were actually sleeping.
But the fact that you woke me up again for a second time, don't you know that's one of the biggest tortures that you can have, like, put upon someone, like disturbing their sleep? I watched a study.
It's called sleep deprivation.
I watched
and
it's
not disturbing your sleep.
No, it is. Sleep. So basically, one group, they didn't let them sleep, and the other group let them sleep but kept waking them up. Yeah. And that group performed worse.
Sleep deprivation.
Yeah, but like they kept being woken up.
Yeah. Still the same thing. Anywho, I left the room and I went to the couch because I could not fall asleep, and it took me like 2 hours plus to eventually fall back asleep, and I went to sleep. So
yeah, I'm having a pretty slow day as well. I had a
it's just because
bad workout as well.
I don't have a bad workout. I always have a good workout.
That's such a BS. Like,
no, it's not.
Okay.
I've actually never had a bad workout.
You literally come back from the gym and be like, that's such a shit workout.
When I say bad for me is good for other people.
Oh my god! Look, guys, clown.
I'm being honest. Oh. So I work out.
Love to have you here.
I try hard.
Anyways, okay, so today we're gonna talk about something that we've actually talked about before, but
reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah, it just felt like
reduce,
the perfect
reuse,
timing, right? And this is because I'm gonna need you to talk about some of your experience. But today's topic is about the loneliness epidemic. Okay?
Loneliness. Oh my god, I have no sympathy.
And the reason that's relevant today is because you were recently on a solo trip.
Yes.
So I would like for you to share your experience.
So, yeah, no, I think when it comes to solo tripping, one thing I did find is you have to make your own fun. You have to really plan it yourself, around yourself. And in like looking back on it, like during the time, after the fact of reflecting everything, whatever, I actually did enjoy myself, but I think I would have enjoyed myself more if I had because I went somewhere in which we had already gone to. So I think if I went somewhere net new, I would have had more things to do, but this time I didn't have as much things to do. And what's it called? I still did some stuff. And the day in which I actually did stuff, I really enjoyed that day. But the days in which I didn't do stuff, it wasn't as fun. But it's pretty cool because you really learn about yourself and how you're able to cope as a person.
What did you learn about yourself
without
on your solo trip?
What are the people? As I learned that I'm actually very good with other people. 1, 2 is that I definitely do like when it really went to show I am definitely a doer on a trip. I like doing things. I don't like not doing things because the days in which I wasn't, like I was just chilling, like mostly, I was so bored. And I was like, oh my God, this is so long. And I did feel long, right? Because I didn't have too much to do on the trip. So I wish I went somewhere net new so I could just do a bunch of random stuff. And don't get me wrong, I still did stuff, but at the same time, it's like, it wasn't the same as if I went somewhere really new and then I went and did things and whatever. So I think if you are a doer and you're going on a solo trip, make sure you go somewhere where you can do things and it's not just like, nothing really to do. Take for example, I feel like if I went into like Brazil, there's a reason for this, because Brazil's just been all over my FYP. I would have so much to do because I could just do a bunch of random stuff.
So just go to Brazil then.
No. But you get my point. As in, like, you need to go somewhere. If you're a doer, you need to go somewhere where you can do things, where you can be active and do things. Whereas if you don't have somewhere where you can just go and do things, it's going to feel very long. That's what I learned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Guys, he was probably on the phone more time than he's ever been on his phone. I think his screen time was like 9 hours.
It was
a day.
8 hours.
8 hours a day. I had to like beg him to leave the house. Okay, I was like, please leave your hotel. Go do stuff.
But that's because I didn't have stuff to do. I already did things. That's the problem, and that's what I'm saying. I regret going somewhere which I had already gone to.
I think that's hilarious because you have not gone to every single restaurant, cafe, museum, like things.
No, that's not things.
You have not done every
actually, there wasn't that much extra museums. I actually looked it up. And once again, like, as I said, I already did the things. Like, going to a cafe, going to a restaurant is not doing things. For me, that's not doing things. And that's what I'm thinking.
Go to
like,
lounge.
You know, like, that, like,
you didn't even want to go to a lounge.
Like, once again, like, all these things.
You love lounges. Can't say that one.
What?
Can't say you don't love lounges.
I do, yeah. And I went to it. Yes, but I still enjoyed it. No, I went twice. One time to have a meal, and then the other time I actually went and chilled. You know, so like I went twice, and then what's it called? As I said, you can, like, I'm talking about doing things. I like going to do things.
What kind of things would you wish you could have, like, what kind of things would you like to do?
See, I would have loved to sightsee a lot more, because I think sightseeing throughout the day, my creme de la creme. I love that. I live there. I love sightseeing. I'm a big sightseeing person. I love it. Obviously, really cool, like, museum, like, art stuff. Like, that was one thing that I do like. Didn't really have much of that, to be honest. And also, I already did the cool museum last time. And then the other ones. So, like, I think one thing as well is because I wasn't really bothered and I was busy with work, I could have planned it better, and I didn't plan it better. That's the biggest thing. I think if I had planned it properly beforehand, it would have been better. I think if I had planned it properly and I went like, okay, let's say the Friday I went and outside of it, like, you know, the place to go to the, like, waterfall. That's and like whatever. The point of trips, you have to plan them, you know? Yeah, and I did, you know, and that's what I'm saying. This is on me. I didn't plan this one properly. I just, like, I put it on the back burner. I was so busy with other shit in my life that I just put it on the back burner, put it on the back, and then I just went and I was like, oh, damn. Whereas if I had planned it properly, that Friday, because Saturday, I enjoyed Saturday. Friday could have been really good. Sunday would have always been a write-off because it's the day after leave. It's always like that, right? And the Friday would have been really good, and the Friday was a low point.
Damn, man, sounds like you're a poor planner.
Yeah, you could say that because I didn't plan it properly, even though I should have.
Yeah.
And I should have went to, like, the waterfalls. Like, take for example, if you went to, like, Jordan, right, and you just went to Jordan and then, like, just went, it wouldn't be a good trip. But if you went to Jordan and then you went to, like, all those sites that are outside of Jordan, you know, like all those, like,
literally just Petra, that's it.
No, Petra and a few other things. There's a few other things there.
Them?
They have the balloons as well over there, the hot balloons.
I don't think that's it.
I think they do.
That might be Turkey.
In Jordan. No, I think they have it in Jordan too. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, moral story is, if you plan it properly, you can definitely have a much better time, I think. And also, I think everybody should do it. I said it cynically. I think everybody should go on solo trips.
I was about to ask if you think everyone should.
Yeah, I think everyone should do it because you find out a lot more about yourself and what situations you like and don't like on your ones, and you find out about, like, your capabilities as a person.
Do you think solo tripping is for everybody?
No, I don't think it's for everybody. That's why I think you need to do it to figure out whether it's for you or not.
Okay. Guys, I need to plan my solo trip. Tell me where I should go. Anyways, the reason that the loneliness epidemic topic is coming up is because of the whole thing that happened with the lady being dragged out of the town hall. So if you know the story, it's not really loneliness. It's more.
Yeah, I was like, that's not loneliness at all.
Well, you know, it's tied in together, right? But basically, this lady was in a town hall. I think it was like a town meeting. What are they called that they do?
Yeah, it's town hall, literally.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, town hall.
Okay. Anyway, so she was practicing her free speech, and then the man that was presenting or speaking, whatever, basically asked to have her removed, and they like basically dragged her out of there. And that brought a lot of like discourse online because nobody stood up for her. They just kind of watched her be dragged away, even though she didn't do anything wrong, by people that were not even, I don't think they were even policemen, you know. They got cable ties to
Community members,
you know, whatever. It was just ridiculous. And this kind of, this brought up the discourse of like, you know, this kind of like lack of community and like hyper individualism, obviously loneliness, and that's just kind of like the whole topic. But did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw the video. Sure, you sent it to me.
I'm having conversations.
Oh, sorry. I was like, yes, I did see the video. Yeah, no, Nicholas sent me the video. Yeah, no, like, no one backed her, but like, I expect that from surrounded by the people she's at with. Like,
what were the people she's surrounded by?
I mean, both people, like, they were never backing her beef. You know, they were never backing her beef in that scenario. Like,
that's so sad.
I assume, like, in that scenario, I think if it was something that they could all agree with common ground, I think they would have backed her beef. But they don't back her beef in that situation because of, I'm not going to say it because I don't want it to get flagged or whatever.
What was it that she said?
It was in relation to like body rights and stuff like that and all that, whatever. And she was against it, right?
Sheep.
Like she was against what they were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like they were anti-body rights and she was pro-body rights.
Which is so crazy because like the most interesting part of it to me was, and this was an instant thought that I had, but like everyone saying it just kind of like really sets it in stone, but like black people will stand up for each other in that kind of situation. And I was watching this black lady say that, oh, if this was a fellow black woman, like I'm fighting with her, like I don't even know why I'm fighting, but I'm still fighting with her regardless of what the, you know, topic is. And that was just so interesting, like the cultural
shared oppression.
What would you call it? Like the
shared
cultural
oppression.
difference. No, the cultural difference between, you know, white people and black people when it comes to like standing up for each other.
Yeah.
And I feel like a white man would have stood up for another white man if it happened to him.
In that scenario.
Yeah.
No.
Really?
No, as I
They
said.
all would have sat?
No, it's a topic. I told you it's a topic at hand. Clearly, she was on the minority side of that topic.
Right.
Because if I fully believe if it was flipped in that same hall and they were talking about being pro-body rights and someone's like, screw the anti-body right? And then they were like, hey, leave this person. Someone tried to kick her out. They'd be like, what do you mean? She's exercising her free speech. Mm-hmm. I think it depends on the crowd in the room. Mm-hmm. But I think the difference is, regardless of what it is, black people always back each other. Yeah. Right? Whereas in that scenario, you have to be in the majority for you to get backed in a room full of white people. They're not going to back you if they don't all agree with what you're saying. I truly believe if more women and men agreed with her, they would have backed her beef. But they didn't back her beef because they didn't agree. But
do you think they agreed, but they were never going to do anything about it? Because this whole bystander, like...
No, don't get me wrong. Or more people love bystander mentality. Yes. But at the same time, one thing that they're good for is they will back each other's beef in their own silly little ways of like when it's like in relation to something that they really give a shit about, right? But this is way for them. That was way too decisive, whatever, divisive, whatever of a topic, whatever, and everyone, the majority probably wasn't there. But at the same time, so like, and they care more. They're all selfish, so they care more about their thoughts of it more than what's happening to a fellow person, right? Because realistically, no one should try to kick her out because it's free speech, right? Maybe you can like give out to be like, hey, yo, you can have your word after this person has their word, cool, whatever, right? But it is what it is. They didn't back her beef, and she looked like a clown to them, but she wasn't a clown in this scenario. Anyway,
it's so sad. It's just so sad how often it happens. And I think obviously this has just happened to be something that was recorded and put on the internet and the internet had a reaction, but this happens every single day in some form, shape, setting, you know, where people just don't say anything. And especially women. I think white women don't realize that, like, you know, white men aren't really on their side. You know, they'll back each other before they back the women.
Yeah, but they're on their side more than they're on the rest of the side. So that's the thing. You know, it's shared coexistence in the sense of like white men will always back white men more than white women, but they will back white women over any other group.
Well, yeah, but they're still like the second class citizens.
Yeah, but sure, white women have lived their whole life like privilege off that fact that white men care more about being white than they care about being a man or a woman in like certain scenarios. Do you get me? You know, and it's why like even though DEI stuff comes into place, white women are the people who benefit from it the most because they would rather a white woman take the position, even though it's a woman, rather than a minority.
But without it, none of them can, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it don't matter. And I actually have a story that I want to read us here.
Sorry, quick side note. Like it goes back to that point that your man was saying. Remember, I think I sent you your take. They said the quiet part out loud. That he's like, oh, it's about the preservation of the white like majority in the West or whatever. Remember, he was having that conversation with your man.
It's such nonsense. And this story is. The title is, You Should Only Care About Yourself. Okay? So, if you're single, the only person who truly matters is you. No one else is looking out for you. No one else is prioritizing you. So why waste energy caring about people who wouldn't do the same? Friends, sure, have them. Keep them around. But don't fool yourself into thinking they're anything more than temporary distractions. People move on, get into relationships, start families, and suddenly you're not a priority anymore. That's just how it goes. So why invest in people who will eventually phase you out? Keep them at arm's length, enjoy the company when it suits you, and don't get attached. The only time you should genuinely care about someone is when you're in a relationship. Your partner is the only person worth that kind of love and effort. Until then, focus on yourself. Make money, stay in shape, enjoy your life on your terms. Anything else is just noise.
This sounds like a bitter person.
It does. Someone who, well, whatever.
That just sounds like a bitter person. That makes no sense. Like, if you've never experienced real love from someone that's your friend besides like a partner. But
I will say, like, people will often get into relationships and kind of ice out their friends. That does happen a lot, you know.
Not for my friends. I think it says more about the company you keep than it says than anything, because your friends shouldn't back you. I don't
know. Here's the thing. I feel like, I don't know, your relationship with your friends is not like you see them every single day. You talk on the phone occasionally, okay? But if you have a friend that, say you meet like 3-4 times a week, okay? Because you live near each other, whatever. That's entirely possible. And now you start dating someone and you don't want to spend the 3-4 days with them anymore. If you have free time, you want to spend it with your partner. And a lot of people do at the start of relationships, right? Mm-hmm. So that friend will be iced out. I
don't know. I think it really depends on the person. I think like some people just make time and they still continue the same way. Like majority of my friends all continue regardless of relationships, like the same way. And like even if you were close,
your friends aren't like
no. But I'm saying even if we were close and we still saw each other that much, we'd still see each other that much. I truly believe that, because like it's like. I think
I don't believe that.
No, there is. I like the thing is like it's not. I feel like there obviously like there would be maybe changes, like maybe because you like spending time, whatever. But I don't think it would still change anything overall, like as much as like the people who really just like ice out their friends once they get into a relationship.
Exactly.
You know, like they're like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, why do you have people like that in your life?
But there are people like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
people who are
you have bad choices. You made bad choices.
I mean, you can't always tell. Like, especially if it's a person who maybe you don't know what they're like in a relationship. You've never met them in a relationship. They've never been in like, you don't know what.
But they should be like you. So like, if you ain't like that, why are they like that? That's what I'm saying.
But maybe you are like that also.
Then you're all clowns together.
Like, say I'm giving out about it, but I've never been in a relationship, so I don't know what I'm like in a relationship.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're all clowns together.
Yeah.
Me and my friends aren't clowns. Check yourself. You are the company you keep.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Clown. But no, what do you think? You think you would do it? You think your friends would do it?
No, I'd like. This is even talk about
No, but I'm just saying,
things,
like in general, like
No, I don't think so. I think the story is just interesting because you hear of it happening so often. Not to me or my friends. It doesn't have to be personal. Like, I'm just saying there are a lot of instances. I mean, there's enough instances where people talk about it, meaning that it's happening.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
frequently.
Like, do you not think that's clown stuff? No,
Clown stuff.
like that's clown shit.
Like which side?
Like the friends who end up icing out their friends just because they get a person.
Yeah, I think it is clown stuff. But I think right now we need to talk about what this person is saying.
Yeah, they're clown because they have a friend who probably got a little girlfriend and then left them, and then they're like, I hate the world. Like, get over yourself.
But you know, a lot of people have this mentality of like not putting effort into friendships or new friendships or
Because they're bad friends. You are a bad friend.
that makes them bad people.
No, I think they make them bad friends. Like, you're a bad friend. Yeah. Like, you might not be a bad person, but you're a bad friend.
Yeah.
You know, like, I could never be a bad friend to my friends. I don't think my friends would ever be a bad friend to me. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, you are a bad friend. I think we have just come to accept people as bad friends. And we're just like, okay, we move on. When you shouldn't. That should not be the standard. Like, we should not standardize bad friends. Yeah. But people have standardized bad friendships, you know? And that's my point. As in, like, and I think that's why I always have that point of contention of when it comes to like friendships and stuff. And I never like to agree with it because it's like people are choosing to have bad friends. You don't have to. Like, there's plenty of examples of people who have really good friendships and healthy friendships. Why can't you be one of those people? No, you choose to be a bad friend and then you choose to have bad friends around you.
Yeah. And they can very much be maintained across different countries, by the way. Just because you don't live in the same country doesn't mean your relationship like should be any different. Like, okay, you don't see each other in person. But, like, I've seen a TikTok that was basically saying how like they're sick and tired of friendships only meeting up for coffee once a month and just updating them versus like doing things with them, like having new experiences with them. And like I get that. I do get that, but it's like people have friendships in other parts of the world and everything. You can't really do that. You know what I mean?
Like, just talk, FaceTime, text, exactly. The whole thing. There's so much.
That's the closest thing you have. The problem that I'm hearing is that people aren't talking to their friends, even virtually. So then obviously when you meet in person, it's just an update.
Even send TikToks.
Yeah, and that's a huge one. We've talked about this so many times, but like TikTok is
a form of communication.
A form of communication. And what I found funny, and this is from Sisters in the City, which is like my favorite podcast, okay? But Mandy, right, and Anna, they were recently on a podcast with a girl, and they were saying how like they stopped trying with other people because they have each other as best friends, as sisters, okay? So they were basically saying how like, what's the point of trying with other people if we have each other? And the other girl also agreed because she also has sisters, right? So it's like, yeah, what's like, I would never put 100% because at the end of the day, you know, they'll never be as good as your sister because you can't be as honest with friends as you can with your own sisters. Obviously, I don't have siblings, but you have brothers. So like, what's your take on that?
No, I think you can have both. I think you can do both. I think you can have brother as in friends who turn into brothers for you. And obviously you'll always be close to your brothers. Like, I'm super close to my brother, you know, like we get along like best friends. So like, and I fully understand like that mentality, but I'm also super close to my friends who I treat like my brothers, you know? So like, I like, obviously like they always say like, what's it called? Blood isn't always thicker than water, you know, like whatever it is, you know, like it, like, yes, your family's close, but you can choose who your family is. Yeah. You know, and some people are just your brothers. Yeah. You know, so this like
mentality has always been so upsetting to me. Obviously, I'm an only child. Like, what do you mean? Who am I supposed to be friends with?
I don't have any friends.
Who am I supposed to be?
Well, I do think for most people that they could never be as close to someone as they are with their siblings. I do agree with that as a general sentiment, as in like I can see where people are always getting that from because people.
So would you say that the closest people you are in the world with is your brothers?
No, because as I said, I like, yes, my brothers, because I turn my friends into my brothers.
Wait.
As in,
no, your blood brothers.
No, because like I tell my friends the same thing I tell my brothers, like, you know, like the people who are close to me. But I think I can see for most people where it's like there are certain things you can tell your siblings that you just wouldn't tell anybody else, you know, which is crazy to me because there's certain things I wouldn't want to tell my siblings that I can happily tell someone else. Like,
obviously, guys, I know that not everybody agrees with this. Not everybody has a stellar relationship with their siblings. That's not the point of the conversation. But I wonder if it's more prevalent in women with sisters.
Yeah, obviously, because
want that. What I will say though, some of the girls that are like some of my best friends, they have sister siblings, you know, whereas some of the girls I've been friends with that were also only children didn't really know how to be a good friend. I don't know, like it's like they didn't know the sisterhood or whatever, whereas the girls who have sisters, if they let you in, you know, you're kind of in, you know, that kind of way.
I get it.
Yeah, so I wonder if, like, I don't know, maybe for you it's the same. Because you're like, if you're in, you're my brother.
Because of my brotherhood.
Yeah.
Possibly. Like, you know, why ones, you know? But at the same time, like, I think all these things always, like, just like everything comes down to the person themselves who's like involved in how they perceive things.
But
like,
we're not talking about that.
What I'm saying is,
it's
like,
not juicy enough to talk about, oh, people are different. Like,
no, I'm just saying, like,
matter.
you know, like, I'm just weird vomiting. But like, you know, like, take for example, you don't have any siblings, but you have girls you're very close to. But I do think, funny enough, I think if you had a sister, it'd be different for you. I think you would probably be more like Mandy and Anna, where like, yeah, you'd have girls that are friends to you, but I don't think you'd be as close to them as you would be your sister.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
Yeah.
But I don't, so shit. No, like I get to practice my free speech that you said about them. But what was even funnier, she said all that, and I listened to the recent episode, and it was recently Mandy's birthday, and she was really upset because she was saying that she hates that she has no girlfriends and she has nobody to invite to her birthday, and she feels like she's relying on her boyfriend to bring his friends, and she hates that and blah blah blah. And I just had to laugh because I was like, weren't you just literally saying that you're not putting the effort?
How far apart were those episodes recorded?
I just saw the clip on TikTok, and this is their recent episode.
Lol.
I don't know when that first episode was recorded, but it's like I see how a lot of people could literally think like this, you know, like I'm not gonna put in effort, and then it's like, oh, but why aren't they showing up for me? Like, I'm sad that people are
I think people showing up for you, like truly showing up for you, not because of BS reasons and not because they want something from you and not because of whatever, and like truly because they like you as a person, is, I know, tacky is one of the biggest signs of wealth and of who you are as a person. If you have a lot of people who truly care about you, not because of your money, not because of your status, not because of anything, and truly care about you because of who you are, I think that says so much about your character.
Yeah.
You know, like, not because like, oh, I like to party with this guy, not because, oh, this guy's a lot of money, oh, not because this guy's famous, not because of the clout, no, whatever. And just like, I really just like this person as a person.
Yeah. That
says so much about your character, I think.
That's fair.
And people who have that tend to be some of the best people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like me, guys.
No, I'm just saying.
My friends always show up for me.
No. I don't think I have that number. I think I have
I don't
a
think
good
it's
bit.
numbers. I don't think it's numbers.
No, but
I don't think it should be number based. I think
when I say,
I actually don't even agree with that. I just let you, yeah, but I actually don't agree with that. I don't think it's like how many people show up for you.
No, because it says something about you and your character.
No, it's not the people. It's not how many people. It's about like, if there was like times when you're like going through rough times, whatever, and you have like one or two people that you're always close with, that you're ride or dies, and they always show up for you, that is wealth also. You can't just say, oh, but it's not good enough because I have more.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the fact that there's just certain people in the world who lots of people just generally just gravitate to.
That doesn't make them better than the people who
I'm not saying it makes them better, but I'm saying it shows a lot about their character automatically. Like the fact that so many people gravitate to you shows so much about your character.
I don't agree. I think some people are more introverted and they don't like having a lot of relationships.
We can agree to disagree, bro.
Yeah, no, because I think it's fair to talk about it.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. It's like one of those things.
I don't think it's fair for you to say that people who maybe are more introverted and have fewer friends are not as charismatic or are as likable just because they don't want to have as many friends as you.
Doesn't it show that they're not as charismatic
No,
or as
because
likable?
no, because they could be very surface level, and they could have a lot of acquaintances, but that doesn't mean they have their group of
But that's why I just said, as in, it's not enough. They're not there for whatever acquaintances, whatever. I'm talking about people who truly are there for you no matter what, and you're someone that people genuinely gravitate towards.
But I don't think that it's a number-based game.
But I didn't say, I'm not saying it's numbers, but at the same time, it's like, if you only have like one person like that, that doesn't really say much about you. Whereas because let's be honest, you go through this life and you meet lots of people. Unless you are like a homebody, you go through this life and you meet lots of people. And if lots of people like you for who you are, that says so much about you as a person.
People can like you,
you
might still not consider them your friends.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is lots of people like you for who you are and generally want to be in your life because of just who you are as a person, your character. It says a lot about your character.
I think a lot of people, there are people who can be charismatic and likable by a lot of people and still be very isolated and have no friends. What does that say about them?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, oh, everybody likes them, but nobody's their friend.
No, yes, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying a lot of people are your friend and want to be your friend and are trying to be your friend, and you have a lot of friends because they like your personality. It says a lot about you.
I just think it's not a numbers game.
Yes, it's not. But at the same time, it is, because you meet lots of people in your life. So you're telling me, you go through primary school, secondary school, college, work, whatever, for how many years, meeting lots of people throughout your life. You meet friends of friends. You meet all these people, and you meet so many people, and you don't even have a few people who really, really like you.
Yeah, but
that's crazy.
A few can mean 2 or 3. Why is that not good enough for you?
No, it's not.
Why is 2 or 3 not good enough?
Because you meet way more than that.
I think it's so unfair to assume that. I think.
And once again, I'm not saying that they're your closest people.
I think, for example, and I'll use myself as an example. I moved to Ireland when I was quite young, and there were so many cliques. I didn't speak the language. It was really difficult to make friends. And despite that, I made friends, right? Mm-hmm. However, I wouldn't say I was in a position where I was able to just befriend all these people and they all get to like me. They couldn't get to know me because I couldn't speak their language, okay?
Fair.
And I think there's situations like in secondary school where you could just be with people that you're not really clicking with. There's people in your class, because it's not all the whole secondary school. You don't talk to the whole secondary school. And especially when you're a shy, introverted teenager, you don't really go out of your way to talk to freaking everybody. It's not everybody that can do that, right? And I think there can be instances where you just don't gel with the people that you're in a class with, and that's okay. You don't have to go to that person and be like, oh, you're not charismatic or likable. That's literally not true.
Once again, the key point here is that it's a sign. It's a telltale sign if they have that, right? It's a telltale sign. I'm not saying you can have one or two friends. You
sound like one of the mean girls in the
No. You can have one or two friends and be a really good person. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm saying I can tell straight away if there's so many. It's what they always say is if you pass away, unfortunately, and then you have so many people who genuinely feel hurt by that, it shows a lot about you.
Okay, so
right? You impacted a lot. You impacted
and a lot of people will show up for him.
Whatever about that guy. Well, let's be freaking for real.
Money and wealth can buy that kind of
it can
people.
buy. But I'm saying they're doing it because of you, as in you genuinely left an impact. Genuine impact, not because of money, not because of fame, not because of whatever, but whether it's so oh, this person was there for me here, this person was here for this person was a good person, blah 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 blah. And I said it's a telltale sign. It's a telltale sign. Whereas if it's someone who only has one or two friends, I still have to go and get to know the person before I know what kind of person they are. But I'm saying a telltale sign is if someone has genuine impact across lots of people.
I don't think you need to.
I don't
think you need to be this a
pacemaker
wisdom for everybody. You actually, guys, don't listen to this guy.
I think it shows that you're a pacemaker. I honestly, that's what I believe.
My mom is literally the kindest, nicest person I know in this world. Super empathetic, super nice. She doesn't have that many close friends, and you're here being oh well. That's not good enough.
I didn't say it's not good enough. I said you wouldn't know from looking at this person and the people around them, because you don't know how it is. You have to actually go and talk to them and find out. Whereas I said if you have a lot of people around you that genuinely like you, it says everything I need to know about that person.
No, I think that's so unfair to say that.
I think it's just a telltale sign, as in like,
I don't think so. I don't think it's a numbers game. I don't think likability and genuineness.
So if I see you, that's once again, it's about telltale signs. It's not about like whether you are or not. There is.
You literally have so many alpha males who have so many buddy friends, and literally
and it's
everybody
fake
around
as hell.
them hates them.
And it's fake as
But
hell.
all
And that's
those
my point.
guys are showing up at their fucking funeral. All those guys are standing up for them.
I don't think so.
All those. No, you cannot beat white men brotherhood. Okay,
No,
like
I don't believe it.
They do anything for
Fully
each other.
disagree with you.
And guess what? Every woman hates them.
I fully disagree with you. Those people hate them,
No,
and you can tell that they hate them.
It's so not true.
Yes, it is true.
But I could say the same thing about like a person who has a lot of friends and they all suck up to him. They all hate him.
Yeah, that's fake
I could
as hell.
say that. So how is that?
That's
a
why I
genuine
said
thing?
someone who has. It's not because they're there for money. They're not there for fame. They're not there for whatever. They're there because they genuinely like you as a person. As like you can ask each of those person about this person, and they will all say.
Lie. I'm just because I'm the type of person who I will make my opinion of you once I speak to you. I will never let like your TikTok persona, your Instagram persona. I will never amount you to that.
That's fake.
And I don't care what you have to say about someone else. It's my experience with them because they might be your best friend and they might be a dickhead to me.
Absolutely.
You know
Everyone's
what I mean?
different.
And I think if anyone in this world should know, it's you, right? You are a black person going through this world. And I could tell someone, a racist person, that you're like the best boyfriend, like the kindest person, and they'll meet you and hate you for your skin color.
Good for them.
You know what I mean? So, but this is what I'm saying. It's not a numbers game.
But it's not a number. But no one said it's a numbers game per se. The point is still, if you have a lot of people who genuinely care about you for you, not because of anything else, and just because of your character,
a lot of people.
Oh my God, like. The number is arbitrary, right? The number is arbitrary, right? But it's more than a few, right?
All right, more than 2 or 3. 2 or 3 is not good enough.
It's more than, let's say, like 2 or 3, and they genuinely care about you because they've gone through life, they've experienced. Like lots of people have experienced you, and be like, wow, this guy's just an amazing person.
You could be very wrong.
That says a lot. People. I don't know. I just say like 90%. You throw a dart, this person's probably a pretty good person.
Not 90%. Until I meet them and they're dickhead to me.
Which is fair.
Yeah, but so it's not about the amount.
I'm still saying,
it's
like,
not about the
you
amount.
throw a dart, 90% chance, you're betting and you're right.
It's such BS.
Like,
because
and also the 10% is probably going to be people who are just jealous and bitter.
Oh, see, this is exactly the.
But it's true though.
The flaw
like,
in your
because let's be honest. If you
could be a dickhead to someone.
Absolutely.
And it's not just like a.
But people who
I'm jealous of you. No, you're a dickhead.
I feel like. And maybe because I've met people, there are people in my life that I'm like, wow, this person is actually genuinely like, you can see that this person is genuinely a good person. And I can see why they have so many people surrounding them that genuinely like them. You know, I literally have examples of that in my life. And I'm like, this person, I really like them. And so many people really like this person and would go extra mile for this person. And there's no way anyone can come to me and tell me like majority of the time that this person's a bad person. Like clearly it shows that people are here. I think
that person could be a bad person to someone else.
Once again, absolutely. But majority of the time, not really, because like,
but it's not about that.
Like most of the people who like them is probably like due to whatever reasons, whatever.
And once again, like I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I know those type of people too that have really close 2 or 3 friends, and I think they're also genuinely nice person.
Absolutely.
If anything, like these type of people that like are nice to literally every single person they meet, like in a store, in a whatever, they never act out. They're just nice people. Still have 2 or 3 friends. That's good enough. That's genuine enough.
Yeah, but they choose 2 or 3 friends.
That doesn't say.
But the point wasn't about how many
people.
friends there are. It's about the amount of people who genuinely want to be.
But
liking this person and have an impact.
If you don't let that many people in your life, how will you have this many people showing up for you?
So many people can show up for you even if you don't let them that close. You know that, right?
No. Like if you do not.
I have examples in my life.
If you do not go out of your way to try befriend all these people,
you don't have to go out of your way. No,
you won't.
I don't believe so.
There's no way the shopkeeper showing up for me at my funeral that I've met once a week.
I don't know.
I'm just saying,
as I said, I'll agree to disagree.
I think
I'm not gonna fight anyone.
This is not a numbers game, guys. Being like a likable, genuine, kind person is not a numbers game. You should not feel the need to have 1,500 friends because Farouk said
I didn't say you
should
need
have
to.
1,500 friends for you to be an actually nice person. That changes nothing about you as a person.
It's not about how many friends you have. It's about the amount of impact you've made in people's lives. That's the difference. As in, like, people, because you've made an impact in people's lives, people are willing to show up for you. That's the point.
You don't have to be a savior out here. You don't need to be Jesus out here.
No one's telling you to save anybody. No one's telling you to save anybody.
What do you mean impacts? Like, you do.
Like, you can have impact in people's life without.
Being kind is not impact on someone necessarily. Okay?
Whoa, yes it is.
No, like, as in, you're saying, like, impact, like, you know.
No, being kind is an impactful
That's what
thing.
I said. So there's people that are kind to literally everybody, and they can still have 2 or 3 good friends, and that's it.
But yes, because they choose 2 or 3 good friends. But it still doesn't change the fact that there's a lot of people who want to be their friend, who want to do things for them.
I was my flight attendant. You know, she's showing up for me.
Oh my days.
No,
that's
she's
not the point. That's the point. Once again, I'm just saying. It's clear there are certain people who are like that literally have that gravity around them, and it's clear to see. And once again, there are people who can be really good people and might not have that gravity. But I said it's clear to see the people who do have that gravity around them.
Guys, don't feel forced to have.
You don't need to have the gravity.
Around
you don't need to have the gravity. I'm just saying.
Just be a kind, genuine person. That's all I have to say. And in this loneliness epidemic, choose kindness.
I'll agree with you on that. Choose kindness indeed.
Yeah, choose kindness. Till next time.
Peace.